Live!
Transportations for the future. Zoom!
Hi, my name is Nashayla Porter, and I'm the Revolutionary Power Fellow through the American Association of Blacks in Energy. And I'm currently a master's student at Northeastern University studying nature. So all of this green open space behind me, from the plants to the trees and the grass and everything in between, and the rules around nature, and how we can protect nature, but also how we can incorporate nature into our everyday lives. Why is this important? What does this all mean? This is important because we have issues like flooding. You can think of flooding as big pools of water in places we don't want it to be. Think of a big pool of water in the middle of the street. That's a problem. Cars won't be able to get by. Or a big pool of water in a park. It sounds fun, but if you're trying to be on the swings or go down the slide, you want to do those things. Nature can offer a solution to that problem of flooding with this amazing thing that they have called soil. Soil, when you add water to it, absorbs that water. It doesn't run off, it goes straight into the ground, versus on pavement, which is what a lot of streets and parks and basketball courts are made out of. It will not allow water to go straight into the ground. It will pond right there, or it will run off and go somewhere else. Nature also provides additional benefits too, such as cooling, especially in the summertime when it gets really hot and it's hard to find places to be cool. Nature has this amazing thing called trees, and trees can cool not only inside but outside as well. So it can be cool where I am underneath the tree, but also in the buildings as well, which means that for the buildings, they can use less energy to cool their homes. So that means like less AC to keep the building cool. And those are great benefits. And that's why we should think of incorporating nature into our everyday lives. And why is this important to highlight right now in October? Because October is Black Energy Awareness Month. And it's important for us to highlight all of the different contributions that Black students, professors, individuals have made to energy and like the energy fields. But also it's important for us to have conversations around how energy impacts our everyday lives, from turning on switches, turning on the AC, and everything in between. And I hope that you join in on the conversation and talk about how nature is important to you and how it's impacted your daily lives.
Woohoo! Whee!
Hey, Sally.
Oh, hey, Katie. What's up?
What do you got there?
Oh, well, this is just my toy train. I can't wait to ride on one someday.
Well, they might not look like that. More and more trains of the future are starting to look smoother so that they have less wind resistance. That means they can go faster without the air around it in the opposite direction, slowing it down.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I would love to go on a super fast train.
The new trains kind of look like snakes or eels, which means they can go much faster.
Whoa, much faster. Wow, that's awesome. Do they still use fuel, things like that?
Actually, more and more trains are starting to use clean energy, like electricity.
Wait. So like batteries or something?
Sort of. Originally, trains like the one you have ran on steam. You'd have someone sitting up at the front tending to a big fire, and that fire would make the boiler water heat up and it would become steam.
Whoa.
That's why trains would make their choo-choo noises. It's kind of like a tea kettle making its whistle.
Choo-choo!
Exactly.
Wow, sounds exactly the same.
All of that built up steam would then be funneled down to the wheels, and it would push the train forward.
That is so cool. Why did they stop using that method? I kind of like the steam and, all the
choo-choo.
The choo-choo. Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Well, not only was having a big fire in your train pretty dangerous.
Oh yeah, that sounds dangerous.
But it produced a lot of black smoke.
Oh.
Which is really bad for the environment.
Not the environment!
I know! After the they stopped using steam trains, they moved on to diesel. Kind of like what your mom or dad might put in your car at the gas station.
Oh, cool.
But that also causes pollution, which is also bad for the environment.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell my parents.
Exactly. That's why so many places are looking into electric trains, because they don't cause as much smoke or gas.
Whoa. Okay, but if they're not using steam or gas, what are they using?
It's a great question. Some of these new trains run on big batteries that get recharged every time the train stops to let people on or off. But the fastest trains are actually helped by magnets.
Magnets? Oh, first of all, you talked about the batteries that they're so big, so I'm gonna take a long time to charge. But magnets, so they float? This is unbelievable.
Exactly. The trains actually levitate, or they kind of float. Exactly.
Whoa. So I'm not understanding this. Can we do an activity to get a better understanding of how magnets can do that?
Yeah. Why don't we do an activity to try to figure out how these levitating trains work? Do you have any magnets?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
For this activity, you'll need 2 magnets. It's important to know that you should never, ever put a magnet in your mouth. Magnets are very cool, but do not belong in our bodies. Magnets have an invisible force around them called a magnetic field. That's why they can stick to things like your fridge. But have you ever noticed that sometimes magnets push away rather than push together? You might remember from our previous episode that batteries have a positive end and a negative end. The magnet is very similar because it has a north pole and a south pole. The North Pole wants to stick to the South Pole, and the South Pole wants to stick to the North Pole. This is called attracting. You can remember that opposite sides attract. However, when you put a North Pole and a North Pole together, they won't want to touch. The same goes if you put a South Pole and a South Pole together. This is called repelling. Same sides repel. If you have a strong magnet, you'll notice that no matter how hard you try, the magnets won't go together. You can see how the magnet kind of pushes the other magnet away.
And that's how maglev trains, or magnetic levitating trains, operate. They're covered with magnets on the bottom and move on very specific magnet-lined tracks. They can reach super high speeds because the magnets are constantly repelling each other and helping the train move forward. That helps it use less energy.
Whoa! That's so cool! So magnets sometimes go together or push apart. That's the magnetic field at work, right?
Exactly. And I actually know a cool way that you can see how magnetic fields work.
Oh, let's go! Show me, show me, show me!
I would love to show you. So for this activity, we are going to be making magnetic bottles, sensory bottles. What you'll need is a garbage bag to work on, which I have already set down, an empty bottle, something called MICR ink, which is magnetic ink or toner, water, tape to hold the bottle closed, and a strong magnet. We have 2 here. The first thing I'm going to do is put some of the ink into our bottle. You can see that it kind of explodes all around it. Next, I'm going to fill our bottle with water. Now, right now you can tell that it's not really mixing up. It's in these clumps, but that's okay. We're gonna shake it up real good, which is why we brought the tape. So we're gonna put that cap back on, and then we are using packaging tape. You can use duct tape, you can use hot glue also, anything strong that will help it stay closed. And now we get to do the fun part. We get to shake it up. You can see that the water is kind of turning black because there's so much ink in it. You can also see the little bits of the ink, the magnets that make up the ink, moving. And I'm gonna keep shaking it up. I'm gonna shake it up for a while. You might wanna have a grown-up help you, just because we really wanna make sure that we don't get the ink anywhere that it's not supposed to go. It's only supposed to go in this bottle. And because this activity can be a little messy. Now I'm gonna keep shaking. Now I know that this is in a water bottle, so you might think, well, I can drink it. Absolutely do not drink it. Magnets, again, do not belong in our bodies. They only belong outside of our bodies. And this is now magnetic water. Once it has really kind of mixed up with the water, which it looks like it has, I'm gonna take my really strong magnet and you can kind of see how all of the magnets in the water are being attracted to one side with the magnet. The magnetic field is what's drawing all of this ink towards our very strong magnet, as you can see here.
Whoa, that was really neat, Katie. The water might actually turn purple though. Why did that happen?
Oh, that's totally normal. That's just how much the ink is mixing with the water. You can still use the bottle with the magnets.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, do you want to talk about BEAM, the Blacks and Energy Awareness Month now?
I would love to. Each October, we celebrate BEAM, the month that celebrates Black people working in the field of energy. They've made a lot of really important contributions. Natalie King is someone working to charge cars with clean energy. She's the founder and CEO of Dunamis Charge, which makes electric vehicle charging stations.
We talked about electric vehicles on a previous episode, right?
Yeah, as a reminder, electric vehicles don't produce any carbon dioxide. That means less pollution in our environment.
Woo!
But electric cars are like our phones and tablets in that they need to be recharged every once in a while so that they can keep going. Natalie King is working to create more charging stations so that we have more electric cars on the road and less pollution overall.
Oh, thank you so much for teaching me all about the kinds of trains, Katie. And I think a train could use magnets to go faster like this and use less energy. I should get rid of this old thing. Oh wait, I don't have another train toy.
Okay, let's go look for your train.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Thank you for watching and learning about maglev trains with us. We hope to see you next time on SCFG Live.
Bye, everybody.
Bye!
This episode of SCFG Live has been brought to you by National Grid, who supports Science Club for Girls' mission in making STEM exciting and accessible to all. Both National Grid and Science Club for Girls support women in STEM and are working towards making STEM more diverse, equitable, and inclusive.
Science Club for Girls Live. Let's all take one deep dive into the world of science, technology, engineering, and math. Get your safety goggles, 'cause we're making things explode. Science is so fun, so let's take it on the road. Meet a young scientist just like you and learn all about what they do. We'll even learn science that's in the news through one-on-one interviews with SCFG Live and friends. Experimenting never ends.
Science Club for Girls is a nonprofit organization that fosters excitement, confidence, and literacy in STEM for girls and young women from underrepresented communities with free experiential community-based programs.
To help keep our programs free, please consider making a donation today. Learn more and donate at scienceclubforgirls.org.